Hey, it's Jess. It's the day after VCF-Midwest, and I wanted to record this video while everything was still fresh in my mind. I wanted to share footage that I recorded at the show, as well as show some of the goodies that I picked up there. There's a few topics that I wanted to cover. There was so much going on. It was very busy all weekend long. Had a great time. It was exhausting, but worth every minute. So where to start? I think I'll start with the venue itself. So this year we were hosted at a new venue. It was the Schaumburg Renaissance Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois. And it was a much larger venue than we used before. And so everyone was kind of in one gigantic room. With plenty of space between the aisles. Still, the place was full. The free pile was bigger than ever. A lot of vendors, people selling things, every conceivable platform that you could think of. It was a great venue. I hope we can have it again next year. One major feature of the setup there was they have this telecom system set up in the center of the floor, and it was like kind of a virtual telephone company where they had lines going out to the tables which requested them, and they had BBSs up and running, so you could call the other tables, call the BBSs. It was really cool, I have to say. I had a table there. I was showing off my new game, Light Cycle Duel Deluxe. I got to spend some time with Robin from 8-Bit Show and Tell, and he'll probably showing the video we recorded at some future point. So I might give you a small preview from that footage, but I don't want to spoil it for Robin. So. See, there were several Commodore 65s in attendance, as well as Mega 65s, which are a kind of modern FPGA-based recreation of the C65, and I think they even take it a step further, where you can run multiple cores on the machine. My friend Jim, he's getting into the Mega 65 developments. So he's kind of keeping me up to date with that. Jim Brain was there. He showed some really cool, very rare computers. The two Commodore 65s at the show were Jim Brain's, and he also was showing the 264 prototype computer, the Commodore 116, and some other goodies. So my friend Jim 64, who works on the Mega 65, or he's doing development of software for the Mega 65. I'm not sure what his involvement is exactly, but so Jim 64 and I we kind of collaborated on trying to get our computers talking to each other. So Jim 64 brought his PET 2001 with a acoustic coupler modem, and I had a Commodore 64 with a 1650 clone. There's a Commodore 1650 modem, and after much trial and error, we were finally able to get the two computers to talk to each other, and so that was a highlight of the show for me personally. And it was made even better because the author of Desk Term was actually there helping us to get the correct settings and showing us how Desk Term works. So it's a pleasure to meet Matt Desmond. Hope to see him again at some point. I got to see some of my friends. They're in this, not sure how to describe it, kind of a retro themed band. They're called the Stop Bits, which they gave me some merch. So that the lineup in the Stop Bits, let's see, it consists of the Action Retro guy, Amy and Taylor of the Taylor and Amy Show, and Veronica from Veronica Explains. And they sounded great. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to share any of the music that they performed because it was their first show and it was kind of like a trial run, and they didn't want that footage to be shared, but maybe I can share a few stills from the show. Okay, so without further ado, I guess I'll go over some of the items I picked up at the show this year. Alright, so first of all, I've got this book, The Way Things Work, an illustrated encyclopedia of technology. This was published by Simon & Schuster. Let's see, what's the published date? First published 1963, so may not be the most up-to-date book, but I still look forward to reading this. Sounds very interesting. Okay, so, all right. Next, I found this on the free pile. It is some kind of biography of the band Rush, who I'm a huge fan of, so I definitely look forward to this. So clearly, this was from the Hold Your Fire era in the 80s. Well, looks like there's some good photos in here. Yeah, there's Neil Peart going to town on the drums here. Excellent photo. Oh yeah. And then we got Getty and Alex here. It's another great photo. So I look forward to reading this as well. And yet another book from the free pile. It is the Encyclopedia of Inventions. When was this published? Okay, so this is a little newer, published in 1976. And they had a photo of an astronaut inside the cover, so maybe there's something in here about space. Just have to find out. Okay, here's another item from the free pile. Looks like an old cassette player. Now the cover is missing, but that shouldn't really affect the operation. I have not tested this yet. It looks like it needs probably a 9-volt AC power source, and I think I have actually a plug that will fit this. So I will test this out soon. I actually did not own a cassette player before this weekend, so I can really use this. I can connect external speakers to it, and I can also connect some of my vintage machines, like the Spectrum, that require a cassette player. So maybe it will work, maybe not. I'll find out in a future video. Okay, so yet another item from the free pile. This is an AM radio that was made by Admiral. It's not a Commodore, it's an Admiral. And they want to make sure the consumer knows it is a solid state device. So no tubes in this baby. And I did test this at the show, and it actually worked. It looks like it's got a little bit of damage. The front, not sure how well this shows on video, but the front is pushed in a little bit. But I think I can sort it out. Let's see if I can find a date on this. High voltage inside. Do not open case. This unit is fully transistorized and contains no tubes or user-serviceable components. Only qualified personnel should service. Okay, well, I guess we'll see about that. And it says time set, pull out, alarm set, push in. So maybe this isn't just a radio, but also has some kind of alarm, which I'm not really sure how that would work, because there's only two controls on this, and it's a volume control and the tuning control. So I don't know. I'll have to play with this a little more. This is so old. It looks like it's made of that Bakelite plastic that was popular in the 60s. Let's see if there's a date on this. I'm not seeing any date, but it was actually made in Chicago, Illinois, so that's interesting. Model YR131. And it's got a wonderful wood grain finish. So I'm happy to add this to my collection of obsolete yet useful electronics. Okay. What have we got here? This is just some wire I picked up off the free pile. It was like I don't know, a multi-core wire. It looks like there's, I don't know, maybe about 10 wires inside of this. So that may come in handy at some point. So to go with the cassette player, I picked up some cassettes off the free pile. Let's see. So I've got Enya's Shepherd Moon. So that's a good album. I've got what is this? Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. That's a classic. I've got a Stop Smoking tape, which I plan to erase and use with my vintage computers. I've got some kind of religious tape. Another one to reformat and reuse. I've got Glenn Frey's All Nighter. I don't think I've heard this album before, but I like Glenn Frey, so I'll give it a listen. And finally, Billy Joel's The Bridge, which of course is, in my opinion, one of his best albums. So some good cassettes there. I also scored a stack of floppy disks, which are becoming ever more difficult to acquire. So I can definitely put these to use. And I even scored some 3.5-inch floppies, which are double density. So I need these for my Amiga, and this will definitely come in handy. Okay, got a few more items from the free pile. Oh, got this very heavy, very old bench power supply. It is a Micronta regulated 12-volt power supply. Converts 120 VAC to 12 VDC. The switch works. I have not tested this yet. It is, I don't know. It's maybe a little, I thought it was a little rusty, but actually now that I look at this more closely, I think it's just the finish on the case. But this is really old. It's got a heavy transformer inside, so this is not a switching PSU. And I have yet to test it. So let's see, it's 120 VAC, 60 watts max. And this was actually sold by Radio Shack. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so in the back is the output, 13.8 VDC at 2.5 amps. There's a button on the back. I assume that is some kind of fuse. And then we have the standard warning about caution, no user serviceable parts inside. Well, we'll just see about that in a future video. Okay, so that's kind of a neat item. Okay, finally, oh, this is heavy. I picked up this printer off the free pile. This is an Oki Data 120, black and white dot matrix printer that uses line. It uses the tractor feed paper, and the reason that I took this home is not so much that I needed an 8-bit printer. This is for Commodore computers. So if you look on the back, it has the Commodore DIN socket here to use with your Commodore 64. And when I was a teenager, I had the same model printer on my Commodore, and at some point over the years, I lost my original printer. So this is a very nice replacement. I have not tested it yet, but from what I see here, it looks like it's all here. So there's some parts inside that were just kind of inside the case, but I'm not sure if it's broken necessarily. These parts might actually go to something else and they just fell into the case. I'll have to look into this further in a future video, but it does seem to all be there. And yeah, fairly good condition. I noticed that there actually is still a piece of tractor feed paper that was trapped inside, so I have to wonder how long this paper has been in the printer. Yeah, long enough to turn yellow. Anyway. Okay, so just a few more things to go through. I got to meet the Macintosh librarian at the show. Got to meet Mackie. It was very cool. And she was kind enough to give me a small 3D printed Mackie, which is just adorable. I got plenty of stickers and things. Like the City Zen people had a nice setup there. You know what this is? Bad Company. OK Repairs Bad Company. I'm not sure who this is. Let's see. Someone gave me a poker chip. This is C64stuff.com. So it's kind of a cool promotional item. Just a little poker chip. Hang on to that. Oh, Dan Sanderson gave me this card for the Mega 65. So I'll definitely have to look into this a little more. Oh, City Zen gave me an entire brochure. Let's see what they have in their brochure. Oh, they were on Hackaday. I don't know. They've got a few things there. And last but not least, I picked up a couple of VIC-20 cartridges. I got Gorf and Mole Attack. So, can't wait to play these. The monitor in the background is not from the show. This is just one of the monitors that I used at the show, and this is its normal home here on my table. So, oh, and one last item I forgot to show was this projector. So this is Ben Heck's projector, which he was giving stuff away at his table, and this is one of the items that was remaining. I guess it was from the crappy Menards Electronics video, and he didn't need it. He was giving it away. I just need to find a power supply for this, and it looks like it's in great shape. But I could use the projector because I don't have one. Let's see. I thought there was something else. Oh yeah. So one other thing I got from Ben was He gave me a board to build a game badge. Apparently that's a thing. And even came with a schematic and instructions. So I'll probably do a future video building out the game badge. And I even got a cute little 3D printed computer from Ben. This is VCF-Midwest. So I'll save this. It's very nice. Alright, I think that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.